The iPhone 11 has been out for 1 week. Has it made me change over from being an avid Android user? Let's find out. Let's get into the important specs on the iPhone 11. It has a 6.5 Super Retina XDR True Tone display, HDR display up to 1200 nits max brightness, an A13 Bionic chip processor with 4 GB of RAM, storage of 64, 256, and 512 GB models. One more thing, Apple. Nobody wants 64 gigs. Nobody. You need to start basing these phones at 128 gigs and go up from there. Because 64 is just going to be burnt up by anybody that records a video or doesn't use iCloud storage or doesn't have the ability to offload. The 64 just needs to go away. Just a little tip. It's currently running on iOS 13.1. It comes with wireless charging. An 18-watt adapter is included in the Pro models, giving you 50% charge in around 30 minutes. It lasts up to 5 hours longer than the iPhone XS Max, and it's rated IP68 for a maximum depth of up to 4 meters and up to 30 minutes. As I spent more time playing with iOS 13, it's not as limiting as I thought. There's still a great amount of differences between Android and iOS. But for the most part, there's not a huge difference in how they perform. For a little bit, I was turned away because iOS out of the box, iOS 13 specifically out of the box, was a tad bit buggy. The phone would lock up, apps would lock up. You'd have to go in and reset or power cycle the phone in order to get everything back up and running. The most recent update to iOS 13.1 has cleared up a lot of the issues that were going on with the phone, and I got to spend some time after downloading it, and the phone does perform a lot better. I didn't run into issues with it locking up. I didn't run into issues where apps would just randomly close themselves. It just performed like a brand new phone, like you would want your phone to do when you're spending that kind of money on it. So the real improvement here is on the backside with the cameras for the iPhone 11. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. I'll include a snapshot with each lens description so you can see what each one will do. First one up is the wide camera. It comes with a 26mm focal length lens, an f1.8 aperture, 6 element lenses, optical image stabilization, 100% focus pixels, and it's a new 12 megapixel sensor with that lens. Up next is the ultra wide camera shot. This is a 13mm focal length, f2.4 aperture, 5 element lenses, 120 degree field of view, 4 times more scene captured, and a 12 megapixel sensor on that lens as well. And last but not least is the telephoto lens. This is a 52mm focal length, a larger f.2 aperture, 6 element lenses, optical image stabilization is on this lens, 2 times optical zoom, and again, a 12 megapixel sensor. I also want to add that the iPhone 11 is probably the best phone for a content creator. If you do videos, if you're vlogging, something where you're constantly on the move and you need the best possible camera in your pocket at all times, iPhone 11 Pro. Now, in my opinion, this phone is for particular groups of people. If you're an older phone user, if you're an Apple 8 and under, and you need a new phone right now, I would say absolutely go out and get this one. You can get the iPhone 10 at a pretty good price right now because of the 11 being out. But for the money you're spending, for a few extra dollars, you're better off getting this phone that has a much better camera and the newer processor. Now, for Android users, if you are an S8, Samsung S8 and under for that generation, I'm using the Samsung because that's kind of like the watermark for all the Android phones. If you're using anything that is older than that, it wouldn't hurt to take a chance and switch over to an Apple. I think you would really enjoy how far they've come with the iOS system, and it never hurts to have a view of the other side to see exactly what perks and quirks are on Apple versus Android and vice versa. If you've recently bought a phone within the past year, absolutely not. There is no reason you should go and purchase this phone right now. You're going to take a tremendous hit on trying to get rid of a phone that you just bought that the prices are getting knocked down on because they're almost a year, and trying to get into this one. Stay where you're at. Enjoy what you have. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, so don't worry about it. The big question, did I switch? Did I go from Android over to Apple? Did I make the jump? Am I all in on the Apple ecosystem? No. There's a reason why I'm still in the Android, and it has nothing to do with the iPhone 11 and its limitations. It's more of the features that it doesn't have. The main reason why I still stay with Android, and specifically the Note series, is this. One of the other things is fast charging. Apple has gone to the fast charging. They do include an 18-watt charger in the box on the Pro models. If you go out to get just the regular iPhone 11, you're going to be with the standard 5-watt charger. But with the Android phones, these things charge incredibly fast, whether it's plugged in or whether it's wireless. I can plug in my phone, and in an hour I can have it almost fully charged, where on the iPhone 11 specifically, 11 Pro, I should say specifically, I'm only getting about 50%. That's what they're saying is going to be the best you're going to get on their fast wireless charging. And there's times where I need it to be up as fast as possible because I'm not going to be near a charger for a little while. Now, if Apple could come up with a way to make their phones more of a power user's device, I would jump on board. I feel that the iOS is where it needs to be. It's usable. It's just not 100% for someone like myself that needs to have the ability to store and go with everything. Okay, let's wrap up what we know. The iPhone 11 Pro has got great cameras on it. It's got a fabulous screen. The processor inside is going to give you lots of headroom for several years. You're locked in on your storage, so it's either a 64, a 256, or a 512 gigabyte storage, which is okay if you have the ability to offload it, but I would say you're looking at the minimum of a 256 if you want to go out and buy this. Pricing is still a little aggressive, but as Flossie Carter says, you want to play, you got to pay. So the phone that we reviewed, or I reviewed today, I should say, was $1,249. So, ouch. But you're getting a pretty good phone. I will say, Apple, you almost had me. I was that close, maybe that close. If you just had, I don't know, done just a few more things, made the Apple Pen usable with the phone, maybe came up with a little bit better fast charging, you would have had me. But unfortunately, I am not on that Apple bandwagon. But the phone's good. if you're an Android user and you're sitting on an older phone, give it a shot. You might be pretty surprised at how far they've come and how much better the software has got. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to say thank you for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. If it's your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ding the bell so you can get the notifications when I upload new videos. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.